2 days ago, the Supreme Court said yes to gay marriage, and the next day was Pride Day. I grew up in a house where you do not hate gays because half your family is gay. You don't bash other people without a reason. You pretty much don't bash them at all because there's usually no reason to. And there's just no reason to hate. The other day, which was yesterday to be exact, I posted on my timeline on Facebook and Instagram how I felt because it was becoming to the point where it was ridiculous because people are bringing in the Confederate flag. Yes, there's a whole bunch of stuff behind that, which is that it should be taken down because it's causing an uproar. In reality, it was just a mentally unstable guy starting a race war, and he got what he wanted when there's no reason to start one. But I live in the deep south, so no one gets along very well. It's all taken to heart. But I posted the other day. I was like, look, I'm tired of seeing people saying they're going to Canada. Well, let's see. Gay marriage is legal there, so either way, you're going to see gays married in public. Just because you don't like the fact that the LGBT community is able to marry now doesn't mean you have to be an incompetent prick about it. They have waited so long for the Supreme Court to say yes, and so many people have killed themselves because they couldn't bear to wait any longer. I support it wholeheartedly. And if you don't like it, so be it. But newsflash, I'm part of the community. I'm bisexual. Yep, I said it. And I'm proud of it. It's like this world is full of irrational bullcrap, and the whole idea of the First Amendment is to give everyone their rights. Therefore, the LGBT community is allowed to keep their rights and have the same ones as straights. If you don't like it how America is finally reaching a good height, in my opinion, because everyone's finally getting rights, then leave. Plain and simple, love is love. Everyone deserves it. You don't like it, too bad, deal with it. I understand there's a lot of issues other than the Confederate flag and there's ones with the cops. Nothing is really going wrong. It's just people are acting out in terrible ways. Christians, they're supposed to love their neighbor. Not anyone, no one's doing that anymore. And there you go, by values of not having sex before marriage and don't have kids out of wedlock and all these other things, but they're not taking that advice. They're throwing the Bible at the LGBT community, but not following it themselves. That's what I don't get. There's no point in bashing others because you're supposed to love everyone, no matter what. And yeah, there's no reason to post this, but I'm doing it because it's how I feel, and it's called freedom of speech. I'm only 16, and I feel very strong about this subject. I've cut off a lot of people because all they would do is throw books at people. Gays have their rights too. They're normal like everyone else. Love is love. There's nothing else to it. But what I don't understand is why people have to treat other people differently because they're different, even though they're pretty much the same person as they were before you found out how they were. Even if you met them and they were that same way, they're still the same person you knew before you found out. There's no reason to be an incompetent prick. There's no reason to hate others. There's no reason to do a lot of things, but people still do them. Yes, I understand half of it's out of how you were raised, but you have a ability to keep your mouth quiet when you put out your point of view. You have the right to keep it not as vulgar. Straights and gays are pretty much the same. The only difference is one loves the same gender, the other doesn't. They love the opposite. I like both genders. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why does everyone treat it as so it's a disease when it's not? It's how King James, it's how one of the kings changed the Bible. The Old Testament says to love the neighbor. Is there nothing wrong? Is there something wrong with that? I want to hear your comments in the commentary.